Hello, guys and gals, and this is Vlog Friday or Vlog Friday, and this is episode I want to say 50. It'll be right in the title. Anyways, yeah, I just checked. It is 50. Anyways, as always, we're gonna start out with a different topic than the 7 here. Probably. Um, let's talk a little bit about hopes and dreams. Aspirations, goals, all that good stuff. It's always good to set lofty goals, but it's really easy to get depressed when those goals seem to be out of reach. It's good to set lofty goals, but it is possible to set impossible goals, and it's always good to have big dreams. I'm not discounting that in the least. Should always have this big overarching dream that or this big goal that's basically like a bucket list of goals that you should be able to maybe accomplish, in years or longer, I suppose. Anyways, hopes and dreams are awesome. They can bring joy, they can bring inspiration, they can basically bring happiness to a certain extent. But it's also possible that if the dream or the goal is impossible or seemingly impossible to reach, then it's possible that it'll bring about depression or depression and sadness. It's kind of like, this is the way that I will equate it. It's kind of like back when you had the crazy notions when you were a kid. Like, when you were younger, you wanted to be an astronaut, and go to the moon, or you wanted to be a millionaire or something. I don't think that kids really want to be millionaires or anything like that, but maybe a rock star or something. Because kids are really idealistic. They basically have the potential, basically, to do anything because they have limitless imagination. And goals are good, especially big, lofty goals like, I don't know, like being an engineer or a scientist, or curing cancer or something like that. So it's good to have those big dreams, or even maybe being a pilot. And sometimes those dreams aren't really out of reach for kids that have put in the work and have the aptitude for it. But most of the time, most people's dreams that they have when they were a kid, they kind of fall into disrepair. They get forgotten. And that can be kind of sad too. But there's kids, that want to be astronauts and stuff, and that takes a lot of work. It isn't an impossible goal, though. If you want to be an astronaut bad enough, then you can go through all the training and all the rigorous training. But it's also it's good to have these. It's good to have big dreams. Usually, I set what I call incremental dreams, or incremental goals. That way, I can make small leaps and still make progress towards some fixed goal. And this has worked out pretty well, I believe, so far, to a certain extent. I don't think I have any overarching dream or desire or anything like that. But I do try to set goals daily, small goals, manageable ones. But there is merit in thinking bigger. And so yeah, what I'm saying is your goals can be as big as your imagination. Um, there's a saying, I don't remember exactly how it goes. It was on a mug, I think, or maybe a magnet. Um, you'll never know exactly how far you'll go until you test the limits or something like that. It wasn't that lame. It was really insightful. But basically, the thought was test the goals, always test your limits, and break through. Yeah, I know that's from Let It Go. But yeah, again, hopes and dreams are good to have, but they can also lead to depression if you set them too big. Now, I'm not saying that you set all your goals small. You should always have at least one goal that is really, really big and that might even be impossible. It's just that you need to face it a certain way or not let it overwhelm you. Anyways, one thing that you can do if you are having some anxiety or goal related stuff like that, or even just depression in general. I mean, society, we are talking about society here. And, situations beyond our control. So, anyways, it's really easy to let that overwhelm us. But anyways, if you are having problems like that, then one thing that you can do is you can do something you enjoy at least once a day. Make sure it's something legal. And I'm finding that certain things are legal in Illinois now, but still isn't an excuse to do it just because something is legal. I want to make that abundantly clear. Just because certain substances are now allowed doesn't mean I'm going to go out and do them. In fact, I never will. Even some of the substances that have always been legal, I probably would never do anyways. Just basically because it is a personal belief. But anyways, still, it is it's good to also you have to make sure that it's within your dietary wheelhouse. I mean, if you're a diabetic, you can't really be eating sugar, so you shouldn't be eating sugar cookies unless they're sugar free. Do they even do that? I don't know. And if you've got celiacs, which means you can't eat gluten, then you shouldn't be eating gluten. But they have gluten-free stuff like that, gluten-free products now, so that's good. Anyways, so yeah, always make sure that you're being safe with what you do to enjoy yourself and make sure that it isn't harming yourself or anyone else. Anyways, something like watching a movie you like or something like that. Anyways, number 2, there's always someone who cares, and this is really important because it's really easy to have like lots of followers on social media, to even be in a group of people and still feel completely alone. And that is a sad truth, actually. Society is kind of impersonal. And it's kind of hard to find people who care. Now, there are people in the support industry, and they're always there. I mean, there's always there's always hotlines, even and stuff like that, so you can talk to people if you're needing help. There's always friends and family. They always care as well, and even though it's gotten some bad rap, there are people in the it's a whole a few bad apples spoil the bunch kind of thing. There's always people in the within the clergy as well, if that is your worldview. Anyways, I support all worldviews here as long as people aren't hurting other people with their beliefs or anything like that. Anyways, so yeah, there's always people, you can always find someone who cares. And anyways, here's number 3. If you are suffering from an affliction, there's no shame in seeking help. And this can be, there are certain mental conditions. Thankfully, there's not that much of a stigma on mental illness these days. Um, that you basically need medication in order to treat. And so that would be like paranoid schizophrenia. That could be manic depression, which is now called bipolar. There's a laundry list of basically conditions that basically require medication. Now, depression isn't one of them, and there are ways to cope with depression outside of medication. And I admire people who can do that because I know there's lots of people who can't. And so they have my respect. I'm saying that if you can get medication for it and it makes you feel better and it isn't like addictive or anything and it's completely legal, then there's really no harm in it. I mean, provided you're not allergic to the medication. I don't know how that works exactly, but anyways, let's see what we got next. But yeah, number 4 is no matter how bad things get, there's always hope, and that's one thing that we always need to keep in mind. Nobody really knows what the future holds or how bad the future could possibly get, but I'm kind of an optimist and hoping that it gets better. But anyways, it's always good to have hope. Hope is like an anchoring, kind of like an anchoring beacon. It can lead us back to basically to a place that was good in our lives. It's different from happiness because happiness is situational. I mean, if you have a bad day, then you're probably not going to be happy. But if you have a joyful attitude, then you're still going to have the joy inside. And that will basically help. Now, granted, it's not always easy to have hope, especially in seemingly hopeless situations, but it is still it's still really good to be hopeful. Number 5 is social tags and labels are pointless. People are people, and this is basically going to the root of basically deep down, people are people regardless of any of the superficial things that we see. That would be skin color, because everyone is a person. It doesn't matter what country they're from, what they believe, who they love. It doesn't really matter because people are people deep down. Even if people look different or act differently, people are definitely people. And sometimes it's easy to forget that if we lose our temper or fall into jealousy or anything like that. It's just easy to forget. And I try to remind everyone that every week, that people are people. And people are unique. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But anyways, yeah, so just it's always not, the way it is I'm basically colorblind when it comes to people. And I believe it's going to sound weird, but also now genders are assigned colors, right? So I'm colorblind like that also. Colorblind, race-wise as well. Because people are people, and deep down, everyone is worthy of respect. Okay, number 6 is be yourself. There'll never be another you. And I just said individuality. That's the important thing. And being unique. People are unique. And I think I even wrote on a comment once to embrace what makes you different and unique, or something like that. And that is basically one of the things I wanted to probably start the vlog with instead of that one thing. But anyways, individuality and being yourself is really important. One of the worst things you can possibly do to yourself is to be something that you're not. If you are a certain way and you just don't be yourself because you don't think people will like you, then you're doing yourself a grave disservice. It's really sad, anyways. People can basically be cruel, but people can also be very unique. And there will never be another person exactly like you, and that is, well, until cloning happens, which I don't know. They've cloned sheep, so I don't know if they're gonna clone humans someday. I don't know, but as of now, there will never be another person exactly like you with the same, thoughts, opinions, and stuff like that. Um, you can do yourself a grave service by or a big favor just by being yourself and not doing things that are counter to who you are. I see this a lot with people. Let's see here. This one next. I see this a lot. Okay, then we're going to talk about thinking positive. We're just going to move this sheet. It's in the way. So you can see number 7 there. I'm not going to dwell on this very long, but I see this a lot in people finding release when, or relief and release, they're about the same in this situation, when they realize that maybe they're not exactly who they thought they were. I'm speaking in terms of sexuality. And you see this a lot with yeah. I don't know where I was going with this. Sorry, let me go on to do number 7. Always think positive thoughts, and that's impossible. That's good too. It's possible to probably be too positive, but it's always good to just be a realistic amount of positive, and trying to see the silver lining in everything. Like they say, like every cloud is a silver lining or something. Something like that. I don't know, but anyways, with that, it can, again, like with the hope thing, it can be difficult to be positive sometimes, but for the most part, it's basically scientifically proven that a positive attitude does actually improve every part of life, so it's kind of good. Anyways, I guess that what we will find out later is what I'll come up with for next week. I don't know. Anyways, this is going to go live in probably, let's see, wow, less than 2 hours. I have to get this uploaded. Anyways, if this helped you, or if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload. Also, if you want to support me in any way, if you want to join the Discord server, all the information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.